his first rally since his conviction. But during his speech, he ran into a glitch. Watch.
Just in case you're wondering, I got no teleprompters, and I haven't from the beginning. These people. That probably means we'll make a better speech. No, I got no teleprompter. You know, I pay all this money to teleprompter people, and I'd say 20% of the time they don't work. They don't work. The thing's waving around. They can't tie it a little bit tighter. He just came up. Are the teleprompters not working, sir? Not even a little bit. Great job. And then I don't pay the company that does it, right? And then I end up with a story Trump doesn't pay. I don't pay contractors that do a job. And that's a job. That's a job.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so that moment where he was a totally real, normal American, and I think actually handled it with aplomb, it ignited the media. Check out the headlines. ABC News, Trump complains about his teleprompters. The Hill, Trump fumes over tech problems at his Las Vegas rally, threatens not to pay the crew. And Rolling Stone, Trump rails against broken rally teleprompters, threatens to stiff contractors. And over at MSNBC, it wasn't just Trump's reaction to the teleprompter. They were apparently appalled over his off-script remarks. Watch.
Some would call that completely unfit to deal with the challenges as the leader of the free world. Just completely unfit. Not trying to be flip, not trying to be funny. That was just disturbing and kind of crazy talk of a guy who did not know what to say when his prompter failed. Compared to President Biden, like his policies or not.
Compared to Biden? I'm sorry. Wait for it. Watch.
4 more years. Pause. Shingang, I'm going to pronounce right. Shanga. I think the thing about, let me put it this way. And by the way, used to make beer brewed here. It is used to make the brewed beer.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so the person that's unfit to stand trial is the person that is fit to run this country. Those are not my words. Those were from the special counsel. But again, look, we can go back and forth with this. This is up to the American people to decide. I do like what the Trump camp is now saying, Kayleigh. Are you better off? And that is in stark contrast from what you're hearing from the other side, which is he's mean, he's unfit. He's going to start a nuclear war. They know they can't argue with the point of, when it comes to the border, the economy, inflation, where we stand in the world right now. Wars are breaking out everywhere, and he's nowhere to lead. Jumbling, can't even walk next to the French president. They had to shorten that. So again, I mean, they can go on talk TV and spew the talking points, but the American people have to live with Biden America every single day when they go to the grocery store, when they're on the border. And I'm willing for the other argument to play itself out in the election, even if you have CNN moderators.
Yeah, I mean, did I just hear Mika Brzezinski try to say that Biden is better off prompter than Trump? I mean, I know they call that show Morning Joe, so presumably they're drinking coffee, but they've got to be drinking something a lot stronger if you believe Joe Biden is better off teleprompter than Donald Trump. I mean, that's insanity. But you're right, Lawrence, that Trump is speaking to the issues, reminding people of what it felt like to have a booming economy. And I want to know, what's the Biden plan here? They said if we have a good State of the Union, the polls will change. Didn't change. Oh, well, if he's a convicted felon, polls will change. Polls aren't changing in any dramatic way. Well, what happens now? They have no plan. The only thing that's happening is states like Virginia are now in play, according to our Fox News poll. Minnesota, 2.3% is the RCP average. Yeah. So Biden's on defense. What's the strategy, Joe?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times he can say convicted felon, but I can tell you it's probably trending because he keeps saying it. I mean, it's backfiring in epic proportions at this point. And we'll see what happens with that case going forward. I know that the former president has a meeting coming up virtually to meet with the probation officer, which happens. That's part of the adjudication process with this. But why is he still under a gag order? Because Biden can't keep up. I mean, can you imagine if he weren't under a gag order right now, Trump, and he could actually tell you what wasn't true about what the current president is saying with regard to him and a whole lot of other things. I mean, they have gagged him politically as well. So maybe the prompter shut down, but it gave him an absolute opportunity to be himself. And when he's himself, he doesn't say things like minor incursion and then Russia invades a neighbor.
Right. He doesn't confuse Ukraine with Iraq.
Which is exactly what he did yesterday. Look, you know, obviously Biden is coming back from the D-Day ceremonies, and it was beautiful, but that was ceremonial. So he meets with Zelensky, and then he confuses Ukraine and Iraq. And I read the transcript initially, and I thought, wait, what is he talking about with funding? And then it was called out. Oops, he meant Ukraine. The other thing, remember, Biden's turning around and going back to the G7 guys later this week. He's heading back to Italy.
Oh, boy.
And so it's one thing to make gaffes and mistakes like that in a ceremony, like they did at D-Day, but now he's going back, and we're talking world leaders, we're talking money, we're talking arms, we're talking serious
Minor
negotiations.
incursions.
And I'm really worried about how the United States is going to be portrayed in these G7 meetings, because if they see more weakness from our president, they're going to see us as weak as a country, and I'm concerned about that.
Yeah.
Well, they love them because they get what they want. They don't have to pay up.
Right.
So.
Well, bottom line, that moment by Trump, as you said, I love that you said it showed us who he is. He's a normal, average American. He did great without the teleprompter. And what we saw play out, that was state TV. Right? That's everyone getting in line and making sure nothing to see here, guys. You didn't see anything. Biden's the best.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.